You know what else also great, or should I say not great, was the dub lines. They were so cheesy sometimes and just so stupid. Now, on one hand, it was great getting one line where Cell was talking to Vegeta when they were fighting, and then Cell says, "Where did you get such great power? Enlighten me." And then Vegeta says, "I do a lot of push-ups and sit-ups, and I drink plenty of juice." Now that was classic. But with other times, when there's a line and I guess it's either a bad translation or they just straight up mess this up intentionally, where Goku's fighting Frieza, for example, and he's ground by his tail, and he says, "Woo, it smells," and and I'm like, really? Is that necessary? And also when he's fighting him, after Goku does the 20 times Kamehameha, 20 times Kaioken, fires the Kamehameha at him, and Frieza blocks it with his hand, but he looks at it and sees how messed up it is, and then he says, "Prepare for battle." I didn't really like that too much. I mean, I prefer the way it was in the manga where he says, "That hurt," and then he says, "It hurts," and shouted it, and then he ran at Goku. Now that's, like I said, that's another thing I like about Kai was they kept the lines closer to the manga, and that's another thing I liked about Kai. Um, so yeah, and like I said, even though every once in a while there might be that nice golden nugget of dub, but for the most part, the dub lines are so cheesy and inappropriate. And in case you haven't heard of it, there's another movie, Dragon Ball Z movie coming out. Well, I think it's coming out this year in Japan, but there's another. But I'm not sure when it's coming out here or if it'll even come out here again, which I'm hoping it will because Battle of Gods was above average. I'll say that now. Um, but it's called Dragon Ball Z Fukatsu no F. Um, I think it's like R for Resurrection or something like that, or it has something to do with Frieza. But basically, Frieza's coming back again. It's like a continuation from Battle of Gods, and I have no idea why this movie's even being made. I mean, besides the fact that, well, I mean, I understand why it's being made, but why do you have to bring back Frieza? I mean, how does he get more powerful enough to actually stand against Goku? I mean, look at how they were tied at Super Saiyan, and then Goku killed. Well, he didn't kill him because Trunks did that. But what I'm saying is, how powerful could is it even possible to be powerful enough to even begin to be a threat? I mean, Goku's been training nonstop, and he's got the Saiyan ability, which is another thing. After somewhere along in the Cell Saga, late Cell Saga or something like that, they threw out, or maybe it was even the Buu Saga, they threw out the Saiyan ability to grow stronger after, near death and heavy injuries and stuff like that, because that's something which they should have kept and just kept consistent. But now how's Frieza coming back and he's powerful and stuff? I have no idea why that's even happening. Um, because I don't care if he had three more new forms. There's no way logically possible that he can begin to be a threat to the Z fighters and Earth and stuff. I mean, Goku at best he could. I mean, Goku fought. Goku fought uh Beerus at normal state. All right, how's Frieza going to be powerful enough to even just handle normal state? If Goku went Super Saiyan, that would definitely be enough. But oh, Super Saiyan 3 would be overkill. If he went Super Saiyan God, that would be no. Super Saiyan 3 could just sneeze on him and that would be it for Frieza. But again, why do you need that? I mean, that's not necessary. Now, there is one thing I can actually say I don't like about DBZ Kai. I mean, in addition to subtle stuff like the music is different because we never Oh, I mean, we're still using the Japanese audio. I actually prefer the American audio, with the Bruce Falconer soundtrack. That was awesome. But the main thing I actually have a problem with Kai is the new uh, voice dubs for Kid Gohan and Android 18. Now, now Kid Gohan sounded actually pretty cool in the, original DBZ dub. Now here he, sounds more like a girl, whereas before he actually sounded like a boy. I know that females, do the voiceovers for boys in anime, but it doesn't sound right to me. I mean, it still sounds like he's a girl instead of a boy. And as far as 18, I just don't like the way she sounds. I really actually prefer the original voice actress for her, and this one just doesn't fit the bill. And here's another one, which, it might not seem like a big deal, but it's Hercule. Hercule. Or Mr. Satan, depending on, where you live. But I really just can't stand him. He's so annoying and obnoxious. And that's the thing about, I guess, some characters, if they're annoying and obnoxious and they sound, they talk big, but they really have nothing to back it up, that just makes them even more annoying. I mean, this guy thinks he's tough enough to beat Cell. And, well, actually, the worst thing I have is the fact that he's actually the only character in Dragon Ball Z as a whole who has literally never died. I'm serious. Every character in Dragon Ball Z has died except for Hercule. I do. I really have no idea why. He really should have died at least once. I mean, also, how has he not been killed by the likes of Cell and Boo? Again, what I was talking about inconsistencies of power level. A very weak blow, just a weak tap from Cell in his perfect form, like completely, sorry, that's what's the dog there for a minute there, I have a dog. He completely, like, shattered, like, Krillin. I think he even broke his neck, perhaps. I mean, didn't kill him, but he, like, really injured him. And then when Cell slaps Hercule, he just flies and he's, like, severely injured. Really. I mean, I know that they did it for humor purposes, and I know that, Krillin says something like, he must really not even be so bothered with Hercule that he didn't even want to kill him. Although Cell's been going around the whole planet now just killing and terrorizing people, he has no problem, he has a problem with just killing one guy who's just annoying. Why? I mean, and the other thing is that Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, creator, writer, and artist of Dragon Ball Z, he like likes Hercule more than Vegeta. He doesn't even like Vegeta, and he likes Hercule more. I mean, at least Vegeta can, to a point, back up what he says, but Hercule can't do anything. I mean, he might have actually earned his title at one point, since the Z Fighters weren't participating in any of the fights that were going on. He might have earned it, but once the Z Fighters started appearing again, that's nothing. Like I said, even Kid Goku could beat him. That's how bad it is. Now, I mean, compared to maybe like a normal human, Hercule might, he might actually be intimidating, but,